great to be an American? We will now have the laying of wreaths by American Legion Post 348, Auxiliary President Linda Hayes, and from the Marine Corps David Starr. Now, may we be uplifted and inspired as we listen to the presentations that have been prepared for us today. Our speakers will be Disabled American Veterans Commander Sonia Gibbs. She'll be followed by Terry Hopper from the Elks Lodge. I stand to be corrected. VFW Post 3552. See, I hear my echo back. And that particular echo, Bobby Breach, will also share some words with us. I will then give my closing remarks. The benediction will be done by John A.E. Clark. And our program will then conclude for this year with a 21-gun salute. Oh, Wes Snow will also speak to us. Thank you.
Many of you know that Veterans Day became a part of our American calendar in 1990, following the end of World War I. But many Novembers ago, right around this time in 1783, in Rocky Hill, New Jersey, just 6 years before he could serve as the first elected leader of this great nation, General George Washington decided his farewell to the Continental Army. Though George Washington personally identified himself as a citizen farmer and is remembered primarily as our first president, he was also a veteran. And as so many of us have done in our lives, he closed the chapter in military service to transition to a new life, new ways to serve his fellow citizens. The act shall not brave men have contributed so essentially to these inestimable acquisitions, retired veterans from the field of war to the field of agriculture participate in all the blessings which have been obtained. Washington's Corps led each line of this farewell, calling to the forefront the obligation of our nation to embrace our veterans and to share with them the fruits of labor so hard won by years of revolution. officers and soldiers, Washington said, may expect considerable assistance in recommencing their civil occupations from the sum due to them from the public, which must and will most inevitably be paid. Simply put, he said, we must fulfill our promises to those who have served. By choosing to attend this Veterans Day observance, you demonstrate that you too believe in the fulfilling those promises, and I am humbled to be part of the VAB, an organization that has been so deeply committed to this great cause for nearly a century. We are Americans, should be inspired with astonishment and gratitude for the liberties and freedoms which have been secured by those willing to undertake the tremendous burdens of war. Even the most unobservant citizen, Washington said, could not help but to take note of the unparalleled perseverance of the armies of the United States, through almost every possible suffering and discouragement for the pace of 8 long years. General Washington believed that for this, the soldiers just be standing after 8 years of war was nothing short of a miracle. Our military today has now been at war for 12. How then can we owe our returning servicemen and women any less today than Washington called for them? Think of the veteran who, as Washington put it, must now console himself for any unpleasant circumstances which may have occurred by a recollection of the uncommon scenes in which he has been called to act, knowing glorious part and the astonishing events of which he has been a witness. The needs of that veteran, a Continental Army soldier from 230 years in our past, are not so different from the needs of our veterans today. They need jobs and they need a livelihood. They need to be welcomed home with a stalwart commitment to their physical and emotional healing. They need time to adjust to a pace and a mission not determined by constant conflict, and a community that understands and is ready to meet the unique needs of veterans, particularly those touched by illness or injury. Speaking to the Army, Washington explained, the Commander-in-Chief conceives little is now waiting to enable the soldier to change the military character into that of the citizen. 2 centuries later, we have made great strides to make our heroes whole. We have a wide range of resources to set our veterans on the path to successful civilian life. Still, no change could be greater than making that transition. General Washington spoke often of American unity and cohesion, knowing these are the hallmark traits of a public value around our service members. He was a veteran, deeply and inevitably concerned with the welfare of his comrades long after they had left the field of battle. While the outspoken hope for America's permanent cessation from war, if George Washington were alive today, there is no question he would have the same commitment to serve his fellow living veterans and to forever honor the memory of those who have perished in the defense of this nation. When General Washington made his speech, he had just led troops through 8 long years of war and suffering. Under his leadership, that soldiers and farmers oversaw the birth and growth of this new nation. The blood of his military soaked the soil that will one day yield the America we know today. From there forward, every man and woman fortunate enough to live as a free American citizen, and every person who has sought refuge within the safety of our borders has done so at the cost of a veteran sacrifice. That is why the century-old commitment to veterans remains VAB's charge today. It is not the sacrifice of one veteran, but of all veterans of all American wars that have afforded us the opportunity to stand here today in freedom. And it is the reason we continue to fight for better, more fulfilling lives for our military veterans and their families day in and day out, which is not just an obligation, but also an outstanding honor and our duty as grateful Americans. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today and for taking this moment to show your gratitude and respect for those who have served. May God bless each of you and may God bless our nation and veterans. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Wes Snow. I'm from the Palmdale Elks Lodge, number 2027. As you know, the price of freedom is by no means free. What was won in Concord and Lexington had to be repurchased throughout the year. What was won by Admiral Perry in the Great Lakes had to be repurchased in the high seas, World War I and World War II. Now we have many of our young men and women in Iraq, Afghanistan, and other places where they fight our terrorists. Veterans Day is a day that Americans set aside to honor American military personnel who have died in battle as a result of wounds sustained in combat. Veterans honor all American men, both living and dead. In fact, Veterans Day is largely intended to thank the living for dedicated and loyal service to their country. November 11th of each year is the day that we ensure veterans know that we deeply appreciate the sacrifices they have made in their lives to our country. The Order of Elks, Veterans Remembrance, is a daily proposition. We never have and never will forget the sacrifices these heroes made so that we may live free. But it has been a tradition for the Order to redouble its efforts for benefit on behalf of veterans in November, not just for Veterans Day. For the entire month of November for Elks is Veterans Remembrance Month. Our pledge, so long as there are veterans, the benevolent and protective Order of Elks will never forget. Veterans Day is Monday, November 11th. The Elks, however, are thankful every day for all veterans, wherever they may serve. Thank you.
My name is Terry Hopper. I am the commander of the VFW Post 3552 in Palmdale. I'd like to read you a short poem, The Best on Earth. If someone has done military service, they earn the title veteran and more. They earn our deep respect and admiration. That they are special, no one can ignore. They've sacrificed the comforts that we enjoy. The list is long of all things they gave. Our veterans are extraordinary people. They are loyal, dedicated, true, and brave. When terror and invasion were real threats, they showed us they could handle the storm, any storm. We owe our freedom and our very lives to our veterans who serve in uniform. Our veterans should be celebrities. They are exceptional. No other group compares. We are grateful for many things they've done. They are always in our hearts and our prayers. We owe our veterans support and friendship. Let no one ever question what they're worth. These men and women serve us and our country. Our veterans are the very best on earth.
Okay, my speech is going to be an hour and a half. Hey there, Bobby. Okay, I'm Bobby Breach. Ridge. I'm the chairman of the Antelope Valley Service Organization Association. And I would like to, at this time, thank Mayor Jim Ledford, the City of Palmdale, Parks and Rec, and the Wall Committee for allowing us to have our program here today. Last but not least, everybody in the audience who made it possible. Let's give us a big round of applause. I have two little announcements. Okay, 2.5. Okay, today I was asked, they're going to have a fallen hero ceremony, a salute and installation of a memorial for those who gave their all, defending the principles of freedom from the Antelope Valley. Music by the Vasquez High School, and it will be today at 2 o'clock, sponsored by the Women's Auxiliary Veterans of Foreign War Richard K. Carlson Post 3552 at 39463 10th Street East today. And that's basically on the corner of P and 10th Street West, or Rancho Vista Boulevard, but I've been around here too long. Okay, that part's me. East side, east. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, and also everybody's invited over. Oh boy, we have enough food. To our American Legion Post 348 at 6th Street East and Avenue Park. Now, Major Hernandez is telling me to hurry up. I have a surprise for you. A gentleman by the name, I hope I pronounce it right, Robert Stambowski, United States Marine Corps, retired. Republic, Vietnam, 1966 to 1967. At 12:15, we'll be flying a U.S. Air Force T-34A and make a round right over our head. So after the ceremony, you want to stick around. He will be coming through at approximately, his ETA is 12:15. So I'm going to be quiet so we can be finished with it and then we'll launch up in the sky. Thank you very much for coming.
Isn't this a wonderful morning? To our veterans, there is much to be thankful for. From every decade, from every year, from every day, we owe you a great deal. We owe you our freedom. We owe you our heritage. As we depart today, let us go and find that special veteran. And from the bottom of our hearts, say those precious words. Thank you.
Well, please rise and move your head coverage. Bow your head. Lord, bless and keep those citizens who have risen to the call of duty to honor and ensure our liberties. Lord, bless and keep our veterans, all who left our comfortable lives at home and had their lives changed forever. Be with those lost and those active, those returned, the wounded warrior, and those of the future. Also keep, guide, and protect the organizations that we have dedicated to their support. Bring our veterans home soon so that these ceremonies will continue to grow, God, and let them each know that you live in each one of them and are giving each one of them strength to come home safely. In your name we pray. God bless America. Amen.
Let them in, Peter. They are very tired. Give them the couches where the angels sleep. Let them wake holy and to new dawn tired. The sun not warm, and may their peace be deep. Remember where the broken bodies lie, and give them things they like. Let them make noise. God knows how young they were to have to die. Give string bands, not gold harps, to these our boys. Let them love, Peter, they have no time. Girls sweet as meadow wind with flowing hair, they should have trees and birdsong, hills to climb, the taste of summer in a ripened pear. Tell them how they are missed. Say not to fear. It's going to be all right with us down here.